Hey yo, if your woman ever asks you for your input and all you say is whatever you want to do with me is fine, like you're giving her the statement of a friend, not a lover. Offering your perspective on a decision is one way to show her that you in tune with your masculine energy. There comes a point in time where she's stuck between making a decision, and who do you want her to ask? Her friend, her dad, or you? If you don't contribute to her masculine decision-making process, she begins to trust her own more than she trusts yours. And in time, you'll feel more like a friend than a lover. Without trust, she won't be into you sexually, because she hasn't been able to relax. She's too busy making all the decisions, and you haven't provided your own masculine clarity and perspective. So now she must be her own man and give it to herself.
This right here is a beautiful depiction of how a man should exist in relationship. And it's interesting because men talk about being a man on a consistent basis, but it seems like we have drifted far from actually putting together a thorough outline as to what this entails. And for a woman, and I don't intend to speak for everyone, but hopefully I get this right. Ladies, please, in the comments below, please add anything if you think I've missed anything. But when it comes to a woman, being decisive is a very fundamental part of electing to, or how you decide on your partner. And hearing whatever you want to do, or you're going to do what you want to do anyway. It's a very passive aggressive and sometimes perceived to be feminine way of handling or avoiding making a decision. Women learn to make decisions because they do instinctively by nature, and it's part of our programming, if you will. Instinctively, a woman, if she's in her femininity and she's in the presence of a man, she will look to him when somebody comes up to ask a question. It can be in a restaurant, it can be inviting you somewhere. If she's standing next to her man, a lot of times she won't respond. She will look to him to make the decision because she understands in that moment her position is to follow. Now, don't get me wrong, there are women that will speak and respond, and there's nothing wrong with that because it's all relative and subjective to who you are dating specifically. But when we're talking about feeling that masculine energy coming from a man, that's what we're referring to. You have to be decisive. No woman wants to ask for guidance and not receive it. When you go to your man and you're asking, what should I do involving school? This is what they told me. This is the information they provided. I want to know how to maneuver through this. When you refrain from offering your opinion for whatever reason, your voice, you don't believe in your voice, you're uncomfortable speaking your emotions, maybe you don't think she is going to be receptive to what you have to say, understand that is not on her. That's about your confidence, your insecurity, and your inability to establish your manhood within yourself. Understand, yes, she can support you in that. She can admire you for that. She can appreciate you for that, but she cannot solidify that for you. That is something that you have to do for yourself and build your confidence up within it yourself. And when you don't have that piece of yourself intact, I'm sorry, beloved, but it shows. When you lack confidence, when you and let me tell you this, the famous "what do you want to eat" question is more about his inability to be decisive than it is women not knowing what they want to eat. In reality, women that play the "I don't know what I want to eat" game typically want him to make the decision, want him to show he knows what you like to eat, he knows what your favorite foods are, he knows what your favorite places are. And in the moment of the conversation, what do you like to eat? What do you want to eat? He's pushing you to choose. And she's refusing to choose because she wants you to choose. And that's why it can seem so confusing, because during that dialogue, once you choose, then she'll say, well, I don't really want to eat there. She wants you to demonstrate how well you know her and take not only your action or the initiative to be decisive, but also to take the initiative to pursue this thing. Understand that typically there's pushback during that conversation, because he will say, what do you want to eat? And she'll say, I don't know what I want to eat. Then he'll say, well, how about this? And then she'll go, no, I don't want to eat there. But try and practice saying to yourself, where do you want to eat? Well, I don't know where I want to eat. Okay, babe. Well, since you don't know where you want to eat, I got you. Fasten your seatbelt and let's roll. Now, don't get me wrong. There are particular women, there are controlling women, there are women that do not want decisions being made for them. They want decisions being made with them. Please focus on the fact that I said, typically with these women that have that type of go back and forth involving what do you want to eat, a woman wants to see a decisive man. Women become very indecisive when they're in their feminine energy, because they don't want to make the decision for him. It's actually a act of submission that you guys fail to recognize. You more look at it as she has no idea what she wants, when in reality, she knows what she likes and she knows what she doesn't like, but she doesn't want to dictate the decision on your behalf. It's something that's builds security, builds safety. It's something that heavily determines whether or not you're the life partner, because you can't look to someone for guidance if they will refrain from making the decision, if they always want to leave the important stuff to you. And understand, lacking that characteristic, lacking the ability to step forward and give your opinion, especially when it's required and asked of you by her, it unfortunately affects your ability to play that role in her life. She will start to lose respect. She will start to step in front of you and make decisions on her own. She will stop inquiring about your opinion, and eventually you'll feel invisible. So understand, while she's respecting you and wanting you to take the lead, she's even handing the lead role to you by not making the decisions. You have to take the reins and drive and put your foot on the gas, because if you don't, if you become a yes man, whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go, whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, understand, yes, women love to be spoiled. But when we're talking about our life partner, we're talking about the life of our children, we're talking about our forever. No woman wants to spend the rest of their life hearing yes, 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 yes to everything. We need to know that within our impulses, within our surges of emotion, our man can keep us centered, grounded, and focused, because we understand, as women, we can be all over the place and we can shift and swing in that spectrum of emotions within 30 minutes, within 5 minutes, within 1 minute. And it's his logic, it's his decisiveness, it's his confidence that keeps her stable, keeps her focused, keeps her aware of herself, and keeps her feeling secure. When that element is lacking, the scale will tip, and ultimately he will come out on the other end feeling highly emasculated or highly single. And I'm sure he wants neither one of those outcomes. But understand, as a man, you dictate how you're respected and how you're received in all of your manhood and all that divine masculine energy. If you don't put that representation out there correctly, it will not be received correctly, and you will not have the experience that you expect to have. So understand, as a woman, when a woman is asking for your opinion, asking for your participation, telling you her thoughts, her dreams, her troubles, she is trying to reel you in to be a solutions giver and to be a decisive person, and also inviting you to incorporate yourself into her life so you can demonstrate to her that you see yourself in her future. If you avoid those opportunities with her, understand she's received the message. She understands you couldn't possibly be that interested, because that's not your focus. That's not the side of you that you put forward. And unfortunately, for some of you men, if you do not have that quality, most women are looking for that, and they won't settle for less, whether you have money or not, whether you have a nice car or not. A decisive, confident man that stands firm and on what he feels and is comfortable with expressing his thoughts is the most attractive, man you could ever be surrounded by. And you will always feel comfortable in your submissive state, in your divine feminine state when you're around him. Peace.